Yesterday we made the transition to doing an investigation talking about perpendicular lines. And today we're going to go into learning how to find the equation of a line that's perpendicular to a given line. You will remember these steps should look very familiar to you. So we're going to review them today because it'll be slightly different with being that we're working perpendicular today. So our first one that we have today is again determine the slope and the y-intercept of the given line. So when I look at this line, y equals 1/2 x plus 4, the slope of this line is going to be 1/2. I see that because it's attached to the x. And my y-intercept is 4. So then step 2 again is going to be to determine the slope of the new line. If you recall back from yesterday when we did the investigation on perpendicular lines, that the slope of a line perpendicular is the opposite reciprocal of the original line that you're given, which if we take the reciprocal of 1/2, we get 2, and we need the opposite, so the slope is -2. So then, once again, we'll set up our point slope form. And so we will take our point here, our y1 and our x1, and we will go ahead and write this equation. So we have y minus y1, which is -5. So minus a negative is +5, equals my new slope of -2 times x minus -1, which is x plus 1. And then finally, our next step, as we had 2 days ago, is to solve for y to get slope-intercept form, because remember that is the easier way to graph. So we will go ahead and first start by rewriting the problem. Y plus 5 equals -2 times x plus 1. And then we can go ahead and distribute that -2 to both terms in parentheses, which will give us y plus 5 equals -2x minus 2. And then lastly, subtract 5 from both sides. Remember, a negative minus a positive is the same thing as a negative plus a negative, which gives us y equals -2x minus 7. So just like I did the other day, I'm going to graph my line 1, which is my original equation, y equals 1/2 x plus 4 in green. And then I will graph the second line that we just came up with of y equals -2x minus 7 in purple. So let's go ahead and graph these. So graphing our first one, 1/2 x plus 4, we go up 4. And then we have a slope of 1/2, so we go up 1, forward 2, up 1, forward 2, and connect our dots, and we've got our first line. Our next one crosses at -7, so we count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have -2 for a slope, so we're going to go down 2, forward 1. And then I'm going to also go up 2, back 1 to give us more accurate of a line. Now, one of the things you're going to notice is that if I just draw a short little stubby line, it's not going to reach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw my line there for us, nice and long, and then I'm going to extend out my other line that I drew in green, so you will see that they meet perpendicular or at a nice right angle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next example. And our next example is to find a line perpendicular to y equals -3/2 x minus 8 through -6, -4. So first we start off with the slope and the y-intercept of my current line. And my slope is -3/2, my y-intercept -8. So then my new slope, and I'm going to write this as new m, is going to be the opposite reciprocal. So we know it's positive, and it'll be positive 2/3. So then we can write our point slope form. which is y minus y1, which is -4, so y plus 4, equals my new slope of 2/3 times x minus -6, which is x plus 6. We can go ahead and distribute the 2/3, which will give us y plus 4 equals 2/3 x plus 4. Then I can go ahead and subtract 4 from both sides, which gives us a final equation of y equals 2/3 x plus 0, which we don't need to put that in. I'm going to graph my first equation in green and my second equation in purple. So graphing this first equation, I go down 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's my y-intercept. And I have a slope of -3/2, so down 3, forward 2, or up 3, back 2. And I'm going to make a nice long line. And then graphing in purple, the next one, we have 2/3 x, that means it crosses at the origin. And we go up 2, forward 3, or down 2 and back 3. And I draw my line. Now, some of you may be going, well, that doesn't look perpendicular, but please be aware there is going to be a little bit of error in that how you draw things. Notice my line is slightly off here in the green. So go ahead and move on to the next video.